Hello, footy tippers. Welcome along to the penultimate round of NRL. And thanks to Centrebet, let's try and pick you a winner in round 25 when Brisbane take on Newcastle in the Wayne Bennett Cup at Suncorp on Friday night. Well, the Broncos and the Newcastle Knights have really spluttered their way over the line. The Knights were woeful in Townsville last week. The Broncos got beat by Penrith. So which one of these teams actually wants to play in September? Because neither is playing like they do. Perhaps the Broncos at home farewelling a few stars in the last game at home potentially, so that might be enough to get them over the line. West Tigers bounce back, but will it be enough to beat South Sydney also Friday night at Allianz Stadium? Of course it won't. Souths have a chance to sit themselves on top of the ladder, albeit for a short period of time, by putting a big score on the Tigers. Warriors take on Canberra, who are legless at the moment. I'm tipping the Warriors after their get-out-of-jail win against the Gold Coast last week. I think they can back it up with a win at home. Canterbury take on Penrith at ANZ. That'll be a win to the Bulldogs, who were brave against South last week. Penrith were good, but I reckon that's probably their win for the month, so to speak. Manly take on Melbourne. Best game of the round, this. Now, you would normally think you'd tip Manly at home, but by gee, you have to be impressed with Melbourne over the last month, haven't you? A couple of 60-point wins. They destroyed Parramatta last week, despite the Eels scoring the first try. Manly were good, but the problem I saw with Manly is they let in 20-odd points against the Raiders, even though they scored 40 themselves or 36 or something. So I'm thinking that Melbourne might be able to get them and maybe go one up in the mental state as we head into September. Cronulla take on the Cowboys, Raimonda Stadium on Sunday, and after their win on Monday Night Football, the Sharks are definitely a chance to win this competition for mine. Cowboys have won 4 in a row. Can they make it 5? Oh, this is a great game as well, so I'm tipping Cronulla just. Roosters play the Gold Coast. They'll bounce back the Roosters and thump the Gold Coast at Allianz on Sunday. And then Monday Night Football, oh, the ticket sales for this one will be off the charts. Parramatta versus St George. Now, my reckoning, it's last versus second last. I could be wrong with that, but normally I'm not. And last will not beat second last. So I'm going for St George in one of the games of the season. Let's review the tips, thanks to Centrebet. Brisbane and South on Friday night. The Warriors, Canterbury and Melbourne in a bit of an upset on Saturday. Cronulla over the Cowboys. The Roosters to beat the Gold Coast. Wrapping it up with St George to beat Parramatta. That is the NRL Round 25, thanks to Centrebet, where you can get all the best and the greatest odds for the NRL as we gear up for September.